Straight from work today. I want to get in before it gets too dark or before it possibly rains. So looking a little bit scruffy. It was interesting at work. I had a conversation with some workmates that I interact with quite a bit. And I mentioned that this is the first time in 30 years that I've actually worked with non-Christians. I started with Radio Rima in 1992, left there to pastor a church for 10 years and then worked for Know My Faith for 2.5 years. So this work at Apata is the first time that I've actually interacted on a regular basis with non-Christians. And they asked, what was the difference? What would you say? What is the difference between Christians and non-Christians? Or between working with Christians and working with non-Christians? The answer that I gave them was that as Christians, we have a greater sense of eternity, a greater sense of the afterlife and a knowledge of what happens afterwards. And two of them admitted that they hadn't actually thought about what happens next, what happens after we die. Anyway, let's take a look at Psalm 60. For the leader set to Lily of Testimony, a miktam of David for teaching about when he fought with Aram Naharaim and with Aram Zovah, and Joab returned and killed 12,000 from Edom in the Salt Valley. Now, from memory, we don't actually read about that in the in Colossians, in Chronicles or Kings. I could be wrong about that, or Samuel at least. Anyway, so Psalm 60. God, you rejected us, you crushed us, you were angry, but now revive us. You made the land shake, split it apart. Now repair the rifts, for it's collapsing. You made your people suffer hard times, had us drink a wine that made us stagger. To those who fear you because of the truth, you gave a banner to rally around. Selah. To those who fear you because of the truth, you gave a banner to rally around, so that those you love could be rescued. So save with your right hand and answer us. God in his holiness spoke, and I took joy in his promise. I will divide Shechem and determine the shares in the Sukkot Valley. Gilad is mine, and Manasseh is mine. Ephraim my helmet, Yehudah my scepter, Moab is my washpot, on Edom I throw my shoe. Preshet be crushed because of me. Who will bring me into the fortified city? Who will lead me to Edom? God, have you rejected us? You don't go out with our armies, God. Help us against our enemy, for human help is worthless. With God's help, we will fight valiantly, for he will trample our enemies. The thing that I think about as I read this is just that you don't go out with your armies or with our armies, God. We know that as many of you have watched a lot of the videos from the IDF, there are many that are calling upon God. They're reading Psalms, they're singing praise. But is God with them? Has God gone out with the armies? We know Judah, we know Israel at least is God's chosen land. The Jews are God's chosen people. But there are times when he hasn't gone out with the armies. There are times when he has left them. I remember the time when they took the Ark of the Covenant down to beat the Philistines, and they lost, and the Ark went off into Philistia. With God's help, we will fight valiantly. His help is much better. Human help is worthless. With God's help, we will fight valiantly. Without God, we can do nothing. Jesus said that. Without me, you can do nothing. With me, you can do everything. That's my thoughts from Psalm 60. God bless you.